Queens. So, entering his age 28-year-old season. And doesn't it seem like Marcus Stroman should be more than 28 years old? It does to me. But he comes off a really good start with the Mets. I think he's going to continue it. He's had sort of that half season, if you will, to get accustomed to New York. Now he comes in to begin the year. I think you can look for some good things from Marcus Stroman. Now, I like fantasy pitchers who strike out a lot of batters. And that's not Marcus Stroman. That's why I've got him on tier 5 in part. If he struck out 10 or 11 per 9, he'd probably be in my tier 4. But I think he's worthy of a late round pick if you're looking to fill out your staff. I'm concerned about how many wins he may get, mainly just because he pitches for the Mets. But I think he's going to have a solid year. Next pitcher I also think is going to have a solid year. I'm going back to the American League East, and Tampa Bay's own Brendan McKay. Brendan McKay, a two-way player. He was the winner of the John Olerud Two-Way Player of the Year in each of his 3 seasons while he was in school at Louisville. And drafted as the best two-way draft prospect since Dave Winfield, remember him, in 1973. He, as a college player, took home the Golden Spikes and Dick Howser Awards as college baseball's top player as a junior in 2017. He went 11-3 that year with a 2.56 ERA, a school record 146 strikeouts, and he hit .341 with 18 home runs. Now, the Rays have continued to develop McKay, as you know, as a two-way player, but they've said this year he's going to pitch every 5th day. Opportunity, opportunity, opportunity. You know, I think some of the themes you hear on our shows on this network, Lenny's big mantra is a rookie is a rookie is a rookie. And my big mantra is I want a player who's going to get a lot of opportunity, opportunity, opportunity. You can't say it enough. And by management saying Brendan McKay is going to get the ball on the hill every 5th day, he'll bring his 92 to 95 mile per hour fastball that he commands on hitters on both sides of the plate. Changeup, outstanding. He's got a curveball. He's got a cutter. Now, my concern with McKay, number one, there are 2 concerns. Number one is I don't have much of a sample pitching at the major league level. Last year came up as a rookie, mixed results. He did have a K per 9 of over 10, which is promising. But we don't have history on our side here. And, frankly, I'm a little concerned about how many innings Tampa will let him throw this year. The potential is certainly there. The opportunity is there every 5th day, so his manager has said in spring, right before his spring training started. I wonder if they'll take him out after, 5 or 6 innings, that kind of thing. Could spare innings that way on the arm. But he's going to be pitching for a playoff team in Tampa this year. We'll see. But he's tier 5 for me. Another tier 5, rookie. And I want to talk about 2 Oakland A's now back to back, if I may. And they're both, almost about 3 Oakland A's in a row now. All 3 of these are in my 5th tier. And when we finish this 5th tier today, I'm going to go through just some names of some other pitchers that I think you may want to consider. I think I said 10. I think I actually have 12 of these guys today I want to talk about, not 10. Or maybe, I tell you what, let's go with 13. How about that? Don't you like that number? A baker's dozen? Let's do it. But I want to talk right now about A.J. Puck of the Oakland Athletics. A.J. Puck called up last year, pitching out of the bullpen, More of a setup guy than anything else. Only threw, 11 innings? So not much of a sample size as a player last year. And he pitched out of the bullpen. But Oakland is going to make him a starter this year. He's got a 70 rated fastball. That's as good as it gets, basically. I guess you could have an 80, but 70 you don't see very often. Now, he led the minors in 2017 with 13.2 strikeouts per nine. He has a fastball that hits the upper 90s, and he has a tremendous slider. He's 6'7". That's right, 6'7". He's 24 years old, and a lot of comparisons as a young pitcher to the big unit, Randy Johnson. He's Oakland's number 2 rated prospect. We're going to talk about number 1 shortly. He's next. But certainly, over time, projects to be the Oakland A's number 2 starter in the rotation. I think he's in the rotation this year. I don't know if he'll start the year there. I think he will. I think they want him to start. He's got the talent. He's got the pedigree. And if you're drafting late, look for A.J. Puck. I like Puck as much or more as their number 1 prospect, who gets a lot of publicity. Last year, Jesus Luzardo traded over from Washington. Remember that trade? Washington a few years ago in need of relief pitchers. So they send Sean Doolittle and Ryan Madsen for prize left-hander Jesus Luzardo. Now, Luzardo's 22 years old. I remember last year he had the lat injury. They were going to bring him up, and then things just didn't work out. He did get called up late in the season. He did throw 12 innings, struck out 16, only walked 3, strictly as a reliever. But that's not who he is. He's a starting pitcher, and he's going to be a starting pitcher in the rotation for the Oakland A's this year. There's been a lot said about him. I don't know that I can add a lot to that. I can add a few things. He has a mid-90s fastball and can touch as high as 98. Sink to that ball. He's a ground ball pitcher when they do hit it. His secondary pitch is a changeup. So with the outstanding fastball and the changeup and the command that he has, I'm looking for a big year out of Luzardo. Now, I think Puck has just as good a year. You may disagree with that. But I'm thinking that when we get into it and we see the results, you're going to agree with me. Another Oakland A pitcher in my tier. I think this is my 9th one, maybe. Sean Manaea, 28 years old. So I've named 4 Oakland A's in my tier 5. Montas, Puck, Luzardo, and now Sean Manaea. Sean Manaea out-injured some last year, came back. He had an ERA of 1.213. He was lights out in September and pitched the wild card game for Oakland and just did not look good in that one. But over the last month of the season, he looked awesome. And now he has a whole year to be back with the A's. That staff is incredible, guys. Talk about starting rotations. I don't think there's a better young rotation in Major League Baseball than Oakland. With Manaea 28, Montas 26, Puck 24, Luzardo 22. Those 4 aces. Manaea's going to have a good year, and I think he's obvious choice to be in Tier 5. Now let's go to the National League. And I have a lot of friends. I tell you, what we're doing this summer, I'm in a fantasy league with some friends around my hometown. And it's like half of us are Yankee fans and half are Cardinal fans. And so we got to talking, and so July 17, we're all going to St. Louis right after the All-Star break because the Yankees are coming to town. And we're going to watch the Yankees and the Cardinals for a 3-game set, Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night. We're already stoked about it. And one of the players we may get to see is 25-year-old in my Tier 5, Dakota Hudson. Yeah, Dakota Hudson had a great year last year. Now, he likes to walk batters. And I had him on my fantasy team, and the walks drove me nuts. Away from Busch Stadium, you love this, his walk per 9 is 5.1. At home, 3.9. And he doesn't strike out a lot. But he won 16 games. And he has a mound presence. And he is only 25. And last year was his first year big time in the league. The Cardinals are going to count on Hudson and Flaherty. And Hudson, I think, will have a good year this year based on what we saw last year. And I think it's going to improve. I think the walk per 9, he's been working out in the offseason. I think it's going to go down. He's more comfortable. He's had a year of experience. And that's where we are with Dakota Hudson. Now, next pitcher on my list, go to a veteran. Oft-injured Garrett Richards. Yeah. I mean, the reports out of San Diego are that Richards is healthy. We'll see. Great Pitchers Park. If he makes it out of spring training with no injuries, then I think Richards could have a productive year. If San Diego's out of it, and a lot of ifs here, right? And if Richards has pitched well, look for him to get traded at the trade deadline. Not much money invested. And if you remember Garrett Richards from a few years ago, he was absolutely a beast in fantasy. But you have to go back, way back, to 2015 to get a full season out of Richards. Look at the innings pitched over the last few years. Now, there's upside here if he's healthy. But there is a reason why he's in Tier 5 is because he just hasn't been. Okay, last year, just talking about innings pitched, okay? I'm not talking about other things. 8 innings. 8 innings. In 2018, how about we try 76 innings? In 2017, how about we try 27 innings? In 2016, 35 innings. We have to go back all the way to 2015 to find the last time he threw over 200 innings in a season. And that year he threw 207 innings and struck out 176 batters. Now, that's a long time ago, 2015. Think about the players who were in the major leagues in 2015 who are no more. I mean, 2015, when you were playing that year, if that was your last year, next year you're Hall of Fame eligible. So it's been a while since Garrett Richards has had a full season, but he's only 31 years old. And reports out of San Diego are that he's healthy. Why am I bringing him up? Because nobody's going to draft him. And if you've got a last pick in the draft and you need a starting pitcher, he's worth a flyer. At least that's my thinking. My 12th pitcher, I'm almost there, guys. I'm almost done with Tier 5. My 12th pitcher, Zach Plesac of the Cleveland Indians, 25 years old. Last year burst on the scene through 115 innings,